Part 7. We talked about the density of water, right? So the density of water, right, we said is exactly 1 gram per centimeter cubed. But it's not exactly as easy as that. It's not always actually that simple, all right? So take a look at this graph. This graph shows us that the density of water actually changes when the temperature changes, okay? So let's take a look at this graph over here, right? So this is a graph of water, right? So over here on the x-axis, it's always important to look at your axis first. On the x-axis, we have temperature, right? So over here on the left, we have the colder temperatures, right? It gets colder over here. Over here on the right, we have higher temperatures. So over here on the right, we have the hotter temperatures, okay? And then this part over here, the y-axis, shows us the densities. So you can notice that let's say we're at about 4 degrees Celsius, okay? When we're at about 4 degrees Celsius, okay, we go up and we hit the graph at basically like almost exactly 1.0. Okay, so it says here highest density at 4 degrees. At that place, you see it's like about 1.000 density. However, let's suppose we heat up the water, right? We put it on, we take the water and we put it on a stove and we start heating it up. All right, it goes up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, let's see, 90. Let's say we stop at 90 degrees Celsius. All right, so what is the density of water at 90 degrees Celsius? Well, let's go up and we hit the graph here, somewhere over here, right? 90 degrees to go up, we hit the graph right over here somewhere. If we go across, we can notice that the density is no longer 1. It is 0.965. All right? So when we say that the density of water is 1, we mean that it's pretty close to 1. But the density changes with temperature. Right? So what we notice is that as we make the temperature warmer and warmer and warmer, the water gets less dense. Basically what it means is that the molecules of water are now spreading out. They're not as packed in anymore. They're spreading out. So why does this happen? In order to understand why that happens, we have to understand something about temperature. Right? So take a look at this picture over here on the top left. Right? So we have 2 parts. We have the one on the left, we have the one on the right. So in the blue, right, we have molecules that are at a low temperature. Okay? When molecules or atoms are at a very low temperature, what that means is that they're not moving very much. Okay? So these molecules are still moving around, but they're moving around much more slowly. The ones on the right, however, are at a higher temperature. So the ones at a higher temperature, they move around much faster. So the higher the temperature gets, the more the molecules move around. So what does that mean, right? What does that mean when it comes to water? Well, when it comes to water, what does it mean? It means that the water molecules, they try to move faster and faster as the water gets at a higher temperature. And so if they're moving faster and faster, then they need to spread out. They need more space. If they spread out and they need more space, then that means the density goes down. Because higher density means that the molecules are more packed in, but lower density means that the molecules are a little bit more spread out now. So when the temperature goes up, it becomes hotter. The molecules move faster and they got to spread out. So therefore the density goes down. It starts at 1 and it goes down to about 0.965. So now the same thing happens with other kinds of liquids, right? So this liquid over here is water, okay? This liquid over here on the right is ethanol, right? Which is a type of alcohol. So you can see the same thing, right? As the temperature gets higher and higher and higher, as we move to the right, right? From 0 to 50 to 100 to 150 and so on. the temperature gets higher and higher and higher, you notice that the density starts to go down, because the molecules of ethanol, they're moving faster and faster and faster, and thus they want to spread out. And so the more the molecules are spread out, that means the lower the density is.